Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of the H Talks Comics, Films and Combat Sports. Just a quick one really. I'm going to talk about a guy called TJP, aka known as TJ Perkins. He was the character of Suicide in TNA, and I possibly believe in Impact. I'm not sure, I can't remember how long he's been in Impact, but anyway, let's call it TNA. So in TNA Wrestling, he was in that as Suicide. I think he was masked the whole time. I don't think he had any matches unmasked. Anyway, he was also the inaugural modern cruiserweight champion. By modern, I mean after a cruiserweight classic in, I believe, 2016. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think it was 2016. They had a little tournament with such legends as Kota Ibushi, who's in New Japan, Zack Sabre Jr., who's in New Japan. They're both free agents at the time. And also TJ Perkins, Grand Metalik. What happened to Grand Metalik? Now he's just in the Lucha House Party. But anyway, back to TJP. TJP got released by WWE this year. He was tweeting a lot of controversial stuff, saying people took his ideas, copied his moveset, copied the ideas he had for entrances, all this kind of stuff, which is obviously going to get you released in WWE, because if you have your own mind in WWE, they don't really like it too much. Anyway, here's what I'm doing this video about. So he says, quote, maybe Dave Bautista didn't represent the Filipino community like maybe people like me, like I do, end quote. So he's gone out there and he said that Dave Bautista did not represent the Filipino community. I don't know how you want to see that. So basically, in my eyes, how I personally think, Dave Bautista, as far as I'm always born in America, so he's American first, he represents America first. That's just it. Like, I was born in England, my parents were both born in England, so I'm English. Do you know what I mean? Like, as much as I am part Indian and part Bengali, I do try, it's weird, it's a weird one. I do try and rep India sometimes, but probably not as much as I should or should have, if that makes sense. So like, obviously that part of my origin is, well, look at me. Most people don't look at me and just think, oh, this guy's definitely a young Englishman with a white dad. Do you know what I mean? My brother had loads of things in his days, Mexican, Spanish, I've had Iranian, bloody Afghani, loads of different things. To be honest, like, Asian people seem to be able to tell I'm Indian Bengali, that's my origin, a little bit more than Caucasian other people. I think probably because they just know the looks, and basically Pakistanis usually light skin. There's a different look between Pakistanis, Sri Lankans, Indians and Bengalis. Other people maybe not. It's probably the same as Chinese and Japanese. I can tell the difference because I've studied Japanese culture. I'm really interested in that. And also I follow manga and loads of stuff in Japanese culture, so I can tell just by looking at someone the difference if they're Chinese origin or Japanese origin. But anyway, I digress. Yeah, do you know what? At first I was going to come out with it and be like, oh, Dave doesn't really need to represent them. And I don't think he does, because at the end of the day, I'm looking for myself in my life. But do you know what? If it makes you appeal to a wider audience, then you should do it. Like, I used to do MMA, and obviously I was only an amateur guy, kind of semi-pro. I don't even think I have semi-pro, that's all amateur, but let's just class as amateur anyway. But if I became pro, I probably would have like a little flag of India, maybe a little flag of Bangladesh, with a big England flag as well. Why not? Let's represent all of them. Like, I don't like when people like AJ, Anthony Joshua, he brought out some, I can't remember what it was, some clothes or some clothing the other week, and they had like a big African and Nigerian thing, but nothing to do with England. But it's like England is the country which raised you and actually made you into a champion and actually made you rich. So I think you need to represent that. I don't like that. Like, trust me, I personally don't think that's right. So if I have a kid and the kid's born in Brazil, then they need to rep Brazil. They can still rep England, India, whatever, but we need to rep Brazil because that's the country that gave them the opportunity. Does that make sense to you guys? So as much as me personally, I don't believe Bautista had any reason to. Like, obviously he mentioned he's Filipino a few times, he hung around with Manny Pacquiao, but obviously if you've seen Bautista's tweets and stuff, he doesn't agree with a lot of stuff which I'd say orthodox Filipinos would. Maybe some would, maybe some wouldn't, but he doesn't really need to. It's like Jinder Mahal. Jinder Mahal is actually a Canadian guy named Raj Desi, I believe, but he's not actually Jinder Mahal, named after the Taj Mahal. Obviously his family are, his parents are Indian or whatever, but he just speaks normal Canadian. He enjoys the music of Bhangra, I believe, but at the end of the day, he has a character where he's pro-India and he's Indian. His character is literally Indian. I don't think I ever mentioned that he's Canadian. So for him, Indians might feel like he represents them because of his character. That makes sense. Kofi Kingston pretended to be Jamaican at first, so Jamaicans might have thought he represented them. Then he admitted, I'm actually American of Ghanaian nature. Well, actually he was born in Ghana, so he's actually Ghanaian, but an American citizen. it's all very convoluted and confusing. But basically, what I'm trying to say is, TJP, it's not your place to say how someone else should represent their people or their culture and stuff. I'm not trying to be funny. TJP's a nothing man. Like, most average people have never heard of TJP, so fair play. If you're huge in the Philippines, that's good. It's like there was a football player from Pakistan called Zesh Rahman. I don't know if many of you remember him. Played for Fulham for a couple of matches in the Prem, went down the leagues. Terrible player. I'm not one of his late players, but not good. I'll take that back. That was terrible. Okay, professional, I guess. Better than us, better than me, definitely. I'm not great. My brother could have been a player though. Brother was really good and had trials with Luton and actually just did his own thing when he was younger, but he could have been a real footballer. Anyway, back to my main thing. So yeah, so Zesh Rahman didn't do well, but he played for Pakistan. He knew England would never ever have him. It's a bit like that. I think TJP reps Filipinos and the Philippines because let's be honest, America, they don't know who you are. They don't care about you. They're not going to find you. So, hey, if you can go rep another place and get money out of it, cool. But let's be honest, you're not doing it because you love the Philippines. You're doing it for monetarily value. Do you know what I mean? Like I said, I want to rep India and I can rep all that. But at the end of the day, England's in my heart. England's the football team. I go watch at Club Wembley. I watch with my dad. Do you know what I mean? England's the team I support. I'm trying to think, man. Do you know what? I did support Jinder Mahal a little bit in wrestling, but there isn't loads of stuff. You know, if he had a good football team, they'd probably be my second team. So I understand what he's saying to a small extent, but on a real life basis, what you want about TJP? Let Bautista represent who he wants to represent. And if you feel you're a better representation of Filipinos, cool. Maybe Filipinos believe that, that's cool. Like I said, Manny Pacquiao is at a different level when I talk about Filipino legends. TJP, I don't think most people know who he is. If he's known in the Philippines, that makes him happy, floats his boat, cool. That's my opinion. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below.